What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. I know it's been a little while, but we took a little break after the trade deadline, and the Toronto Maple Leafs have played a few really bad games. They played some really good games as well, but today we're talking about goaltending. We've made this video multiple times during the season, even in the offseason, talking about whether or not we figured the Leafs goaltending is good enough to win them some playoff games. But again, it's one of those things where the conversation has gone up and down, and now we need to have a conversation going into the playoffs. It's very soon. Man, it's creeping up on us, but tons of content coming to this channel because playoff hockey is upon us. So if you're new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. And again, we are talking about goaltending today, but there is a little bit of a sponsorship slash partnership that I'm going to be talking about in this video. That's a lot of fun that I want you guys to get involved with. But QAG, man, just know you guys are going to be hearing about them quite a bit. But it's going to be fun, and there's definitely going to be some cool things that we're going to be working with here. But QAG, just remember that because we are going to be mentioning something about that in the end of the video. But I'm sure you guys have seen that logo. Be interested. Be interested. All right, we got some good stuff cooking up. But I want to talk about these goaltenders, right? Ilya Samsonov and Matt Murray, okay? We know that they've been hot and cold, especially a guy like Matt Murray, who's only played 23 games, and we were a little bit worried about him going into this year. But I just wanted to show you basic numbers right now, okay? So 36 games played for Samsonov, 2.46 goals against average, and a .914 save percentage. Actually pretty decent numbers. You look at Murray, 23 games played, 2.96 and a .905 save percentage. Now, those numbers are pretty decent compared to what he was doing in Ottawa. I can't say he's returned to form in any way or that he's playing amazing hockey, but he's been injured again, and that's a little bit concerning. But what do you guys think? And again, this is going to be something that I bring up to you guys at the end of the video. But what do you guys think? Like, who's going to start game one in the playoffs? It's got to be Samsonov, right? Like, we can't be kidding ourselves here. It has to be. But I need to ask you that question, because there could be some dueling answers here because of the fact that Murray's played in some playoff games before, and he's won some cups. This is goalies around the NHL. Now, I've got it in goals against average here, but I want you guys to focus on games played, right? So as you can see, Samsonov is 9th in the NHL in goals against average. But what's important is starts. He started 36 games played. You've got guys like Adin Hill. You've got guys like Freddie Anderson, Kochekov. I always say his name wrong. You've got Antti Ranta, right? These guys have started significantly less games than him. So there's either room for these goaltenders to be significantly better, or there's room for them to be significantly worse, depending on how you look at it, right? So Samsonov's got like really, really good numbers, considering that he's started significantly more games than some of these guys that are towards the top. But, you know, guys like Olmark and Gustafsson and Swayman, Sorokin, look at him starting 53 games. These guys are guys that have shown that over a bunch of games they can keep these numbers there. Like Olmark has just been incredible. Sorokin's been incredible. You know, the list goes on, right? And then when you go to save percentage, Samsonov is 12th. But again, some of these guys like Stalock and Adin Hill, they've played less games, and that would essentially put him towards the top. The top 10, because he's played significantly more games. That's more room for them to screw up or for them to get better. But honestly, if he's keeping a pretty similar number to these guys in significantly more games, I consider that a plus right now. But what we need to really think about here is what the Leafs have invested with acquiring Matt Murray and what they've, done by acquiring a guy like Ilya Samsonov via free agency. I think a lot of people thought that this was going to be really sketchy and they didn't know what was going to happen. And again, with the ups and downs, Murray looked really good in some stretches this year, like brief stretches. And Samsonov has looked really good in some extended stretches in 36 starts. But I think a lot of people looked at this like, okay, what really is the investment? And that's where I need to go over to Cap Friendly, because with Matt Murray, he is now not just on the Leafs this season, but next season. So he's still penciled in. Now, of course, there's retention here. The Leafs aren't actually paying that much to him. It's about $4.6 million that the Leafs are paying him. But that's a lot of money for a guy that's not really giving you a ton. And he's got the modified no trade clause. And there's been a lot of talk about why the Leafs kept that first round pick instead of dealing it at the deadline. Well, let me tell you something. This contract, I'm just going to throw that out there. Who knows? Maybe they got to attach that first to get rid of 1 year of Matt Murray. I don't think so, but it's very possible. So you have to look at the investment as they've invested for Murray for this season and next season, and they're hoping his health just gets better next year, but I'm not really sure. I'm looking at Samsonov and that $1.8 million cap hit and thinking this guy is bound to be getting probably close to $4 million in the open market, potentially more than that. And the Leafs need to retain this guy. I think that he's genuinely a really good 1A, 1B goaltender and potentially a guy that could be a starter full-time. Like, people forget, this guy's only 26 years old. The goaltenders usually in their prime are around the 27 to like 32 age. In my opinion, I think that's somewhere in the ballpark of where I believe the prime of these goaltenders are, and for most hockey players. So Samsonov has a lot of chances to become better, and I think that his numbers have shown that he can at least be a tandem goaltender. It just depends on how much they're paying him going into next year, and I don't think the Leafs want to be spending close to $8 million or more than $8 million on Samsonov and Murray next season. So I can definitely see them moving on from Murray next year or in the offseason. But again, it just depends, because if Murray gets a start in the playoffs and he gets hot and he wins some games and maybe helps the Leafs go to the next round, then this all changes. Like, everything changes. So it's going to be really tough. And like I said, I wanted to pass it over to you guys to really answer this question. Who do you think should be the starter going into game one? I know we've got some games left here. Knock on wood. Hopefully everything stays good and, Samsonov stays healthy, because I do believe he's going to be the guy. And then there's this outside chance that the Leafs give Joseph Woll a bit of a run here to see if he can maybe be the guy that could come in. If the Leafs don't trust Murray in a playoff game, maybe Joseph Woll has to step in after Samsonov. That sounds crazy, but it's definitely happened before. I mean, Murray wasn't supposed to be the cup guy when he was in Pittsburgh. Like, he won 2 cups after not technically being the starting goaltender. So it's one of those things where you hope that Samsonov plays good and Murray plays good and both of them can win you games. But that's not the case. If one of them's cold, one of them's hot, but it looks like Samsonov is the guy that's going to be running through, in my opinion. But I need to bring you guys back to what I was talking about earlier. And this is very, very cool. I am going to be working a little bit with the QAG. Queensway Automotive Group. This is really fun. I'm going to show you guys the page actually, but I want to do something fun with you guys because I want to do the QAG Leafs inbox segment on this channel going forward. So basically what that means is when you comment down below, I want you to put hashtag QAG Leafs inbox. And when you do that, you write a question with it and I answer it in the video. I promote your question. And you get to be featured in the video. I'll pop up the question on the screen, or I'll even shout out your name. Maybe I'll even show your comment on the screen by using my stream deck. I'll do whatever it takes to get you guys on there. But the QAG Leafs inbox, and I want you guys, like I said, to put hashtag QAG Leafs inbox in the comments and leave me a question. You can also tweet me hashtag QAG Leafs inbox on Twitter. But the Queensway Automotive Group, listen, like these guys are dope. Like, to be completely honest with you, you guys know I don't do a lot of sponsors for videos or any partnerships or anything like that. But like, if you're looking for a new vehicle like a VW, Mitsubishi, Mazda, or one of their 150 pre-owned vehicles, make sure to click the pinned comment down below. Go check them out. it supports me, it supports them, it supports you if you're looking for a vehicle. And or I could just ask one of my QAG guys, for some automotive advice. You can ask my guy for some automotive advice. But there's going to be a link. They've got new vehicle inventory, used vehicle inventory, certified vehicle inventory. They've got a bunch of good stuff for you guys. Everybody needs a car. You know what I mean? Everybody needs to drive. But what's cool about this is they're big sports guys, and I want to do something fun here. So to start it off, I want to do the QAG Leafs inbox. So make sure to go comment your question down below to be featured, and I will definitely be making content based around it. Your question could be a whole video. On just that question. So I'll be promoting you just as much. So I want to promote you guys. I love you guys. So make sure to definitely go click that link down below. You'll see my face. You want to see it? Boom. You'll see me. You see me. QAG, again, new vehicle inventory, used vehicle inventory, certified vehicle inventory. You can fill out one of these or just click on these links as well to check it out. It's honestly really cool. So the QAG, hashtag QAG Leafs inbox down below with your question. But like I said, my question to you guys, who's the starter? Is it Samsonov? Is it Murray? I love you guys. Peace.